What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the EduTech and the Community Showcase. All right. Once again, it's a Monday night, 6 p.m. Central, and it's my pleasure to have you guys with me. I know we've had some awesome chats in the awesome talks in the chat going on. And I definitely appreciate y'all showing up early. I noticed that Bill might be getting a Predator. That's going to be awesome. And I know there's a lot of talk around surface artifacts, trying to get that going. And but we have a really cool show for you tonight. And we kind of came together last minute. Originally, I was just going to do a whatever goes. Ask me questions, a show and tell. As a lot of you guys probably know, over the weekend, I was at TH3D. We went down, Lindsay and I went down, and we met a awesome group of guys. Joe, Chris, and Aaron from Makers on Tap. We met Jim from Filablend, Joe from Project Red. It was a crazy time. And if you guys joined, if you joined Tim's stream or TH3D's stream on Saturday night, that was a taste of what the whole night was. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, our Project R3D, as Joe calls it, Project Red, whatever. Tyler was there on Saturday night in spirit. He was helping us out with the White Claw, drinking up that White Claw. Thanks, Jim Makes. I appreciate that. That's actually my wife's band, who's the intro music. Information's in the description below. I did not end up giving my shirt away, Bill. It would have been awesome if I did, though. Let's see. What do we got here? Claw is the law. I don't know about that. Real quick, let's go through business. Sponsors, thank you guys so much. TH3D, we were just by Tim and crew this weekend. Thank you guys for rocking it. And I got a lot of cool stuff for some videos coming up over the weekend here. And we'll talk about that a little more with our first guest here. Coex 3D, thank you guys so much for everything you do. We got some really cool filament coming for a project video that's going to be coming out shortly. Wendy, Boots, everybody at Coex 3D, thank you guys for being awesome. And Robbie Mack from RPM Designs, all the logo stuff, all the fun stuff. Thank you so much for that too. So without further ado, I think we bring in our first guest. About 30 minutes ago, he said, "Hey, you still want me to come in?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I do." So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe from Makers on Tap. How you doing, Joe?
How's it going?
Oh, man, it's going great. After the weekend, I'm just recovering.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. It was hard to get up this morning.
Oh man, it was. We had a bunch of people that are talking right now. We're watching. Bill asked me if I ended up giving my shirt away at one point. I think at one point I said I might give my shirt away in a mystery box, and that didn't happen. I woke up with a shirt, so that's a good thing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun down there, and I officially met you and Chris and Aaron in person.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. So real quick, or take as long as you want. Who are you? What do you do? And where are you from? And all that fun stuff.
So I'm Joe from Makers on Tap. I'm from Peoria, Illinois. So we're like 3 hours south of Chicago and Milwaukee, and about 4 away from Murph. I've been around building 3D printers and building CNC machines and heckling random people in the community for as long as there's been a rep community. So, or at least it feels like it, at least 7 years. So this is kind of what I do.
Nice. And what is Makers on Tap?
Yes, we are a podcast of makerspace directors and organizers, where we drink and talk about making stuff. So we talk about everything from our personal struggles as makers and continuing to build on our projects, to our creative process. And then we have people on the show all the time, talking about the projects that they've done or the businesses they've been able to start out of their products or projects. And we are specifically not a podcast on how to turn your hobby into a business. There's enough of those out there. We don't care. We want to make cool stuff and be able to influence the world that way. So,
yeah, I've been listening a lot. So right now I'm doing a job where at the hospital where we're building a brand new building, there's no network. So I've been downloading like the podcasts and then listening to them as we work, because then I don't have to stream the data. And it's funny because I'm going backwards. So it's funny to hear like what you said recently and then go back to like, hey, we're going to do this soon. But you already did it because I heard it already.
Right.
But so if you're going to listen to the podcast, I suggest going backwards and then coming forward, because it's pretty cool. But I don't know if you can see the screen right now, but Carl was asking, first and most important question for Joe, will you be bringing the lime beer to Murph? If so, he's willing to kick in for a second keg.
It depends on if we can get another keg. When we got that keg last year, they told us that was the last small keg that they were going to make. And that was a full-size keg, so I don't know what they meant.
Nice.
But we could still buy it in cans here, so I'm hoping. Chris confirmed that the kegerator is coming back whether I like it or not. So
that's awesome. That's cool. What's funny is that we were all at Murph, but we didn't know each other yet. And you guys talked about it in your podcast a little, and we talked about it over the weekend. It is so easy at those big events to kind of just hang out with your little group, the group that you know.
Yeah.
And one of the really cool things about those events, going to Makerspacers, any of these events, is meeting the other people that you didn't know.
Right. Yeah, it's so easy to get head down into the group of people that you know but you haven't seen in so long, and miss all of the cool people that you could meet. So this year, it is specifically my goal to meet as many people as possible. So if you see me or Aaron or Chris, any of us, come say hi, come tell us about whatever cool thing you're doing. You listen to the podcast, come tell us your favorite moment and all the things that we're doing wrong. We want to hear all of it. So please come hang out with us, and don't let me get into my standoffish little bubble that I always fall into.
Right. Someone, Bob S. just said, if I asked if I'm sponsoring the Spotted Cow Cake. I wonder if we might be able to do that. I mean,
we'll have a kegerator. We blew through the Dank Meme keg in 30 minutes. It was incredible.
Was that Saturday night?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's crazy is I was there. We were having a few, and I must have been just walking around, not paying attention or talking to other people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like we tapped the beer right when they started doing tacos, and about 30 minutes later, the keg was gone.
Nice.
It was incredible.
Nice. So, like you said, you've been around the community for quite a long time. I know you've had a kind of historied, we'll call it historied, work past. You worked for kind of a big company. Can we talk about that or not so much?
I mean, I think we can now. So I did work for Lulzbot for a short period of time, and I was a mechanical engineer for them. And that kind of came about through just my obsession of 3D printing. I was doing 3D printing at Caterpillar and had really put my foot down and said that Lulzbots were going to be Caterpillar's desktop 3D printing solution, and deployed a whole bunch of open source 3D printers around throughout a very closed source corporation. And there was a specific moment I remember where somebody, my boss, asked me, he's like, "You're willing to stake your career on this company in Colorado making these weird little machines?" And this was in the TAS 3 days. And I was like, yeah, this is the right way to go. And about 2 years later, I ended up leaving Caterpillar to go to Lulzbot, and I was there for about a year.
Nice.
So yeah.
And now you're rocking it.
Huh?
I said, and now you're rocking it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Trying.
Well, what's really cool about what I noticed this weekend was really cool about you guys is it's not just 3D printing. You guys do a lot of 3D printing, but you work with the CNCs, you work with the lasers. I think I saw Ray in the chat a little bit ago, and I'm not sure if that. Let's see. I have to go back and look and see if that was the right Ray. But anyways,
that was Ray. I saw
it. Was Ray. Okay, I saw Ray. I was like, wait, I just said that out loud. I probably should look first. Yep. But I mean, it's cool because you guys have a makerspace down there. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then maybe there's probably a lot, maybe not a lot, but there's people in the chat that are probably near you.
Yeah. So we have a makerspace in Peoria that it's a community-based makerspace. So the space is all volunteer ran. We'd like to say that we run off of the duocracy principles. So the people who in the space do the most have the most power. And you'll hear a lot about that on the podcast and how we're trying to manage all of that. But we have about almost 60 members now.
Nice.
Yeah. And we run our membership dues are $45 a month. We do have a starving member option for a little less than that. But that gets you 24-hour access to the space. You can use the space however you need to. If you run a Nutsy store and you want to run the laser all the time, that's fine. We do ask for equipment donations for heavy use, just to kind of equalize the wear and tear. We think that's the fair way to manage that for the members.
Right.
And our space, it runs off of this whole principle that a friend of mine coined the phrase of is radical acts of sharing. And that's like this whole community, right?
Right.
We exist, you exist because we want to share this love of making and the ability to make. And, over the years, I've gained this plethora of skills, and I want to share those skills with anybody who will listen. And that's kind of how RepRap has came about. Everybody's just trying to share as much as they can, right? That was the initial principle of print it forward. Is you have this amazing machine now, print some parts for the next person. That's kind of like the philosophy that our space runs off of. We've got 3D printers. We have a CNC router, a CNC mill that's currently down, a really rocking blacksmith area now that's been in progress that one of our members, Jeep, has just been really doing awesome things in.
Nice.
Made a whole bunch of magic wands, like Harry Potter style magic wands for Christmas time, but my wife ended up getting one for Christmas. We've got a really solid wood shop, a really nice electronics lab, a whole bunch of 3D printers, obviously. We have a sound booth. We have a recording studio in our space.
Nice.
It's awesome. And if anyone's anywhere near Peoria, we have open nights every night on Thursday. Stop by 6:30 or 7, and then go hit the brewery next door and grab food. Come back.
There's Jesse Foreman says, I'm in Bloomington, normal like 35 minutes away from Peoria. I've met you at Murph 2018. So,
I think I remember talking to you.
Yeah. So it's
you should totally come by, Jesse. Look us up on Makers on Tap on Twitter or Facebook. You can also find River City Labs Peoria on both of them. Just message us, let us know you're coming, and we'll make sure that we have a warmer welcome than if you just cold drop in. Everybody's super great at the space, but when we know people are coming, it's nice to be semi-prepared that I'm gonna have to do the space spiel.
Yeah. Hey, Nova, just so you know, it's Peoria, Illinois.
Not Peoria, Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think you're anywhere near Peoria, Illinois either, though, Nova. Carl made a good point. He said, but do they have any belt printers in the makerspace? He already knows the answer. And my response was, I heard he was donating one for you guys.
Oh, no. Thank you so much, Carl. I will let us know. We'll get you the shipping address.
Yeah.
We'll throw you some beer as a thank you. That's great.
Nice. Yeah, he said everyone could use a good belt.
We are working hard on solving that problem, actually.
Nice.
So,
That's awesome. And like I said, we've been downloading and listening to your podcast. That way we're not burning data in a no Wi-Fi area, which is kind of a weird thing, but I run on Google Fi for my phone.
yeah.
And I pay by what I use, and if I can use less, my bill's less. I like $30 cell phone bills. So but I've been listening to a lot, and there was a ton. I think there was like 3 or 4 based around the Milwaukee Maker Faire. You guys were up here for Milwaukee Maker Faire.
Yeah.
And I have not been I shouldn't say this out loud, but I have not been to the Milwaukee Makerspace yet. Mostly because it is nowhere near me. It's like probably about a 45-50 minute drive. But what I do need to do is get down there, because just listening to you guys talk about it, I'm just like, okay, I got to get down there, because you're talking about Milwaukee so highly.
You will. I've never been to a space like it. And I've been to spaces all over the country. Milwaukee stands on its own. It's worth the 50-minute drive. Just plan it out and go.
Nice. Well, and my other problem is, if I go, I might not ever have time again in my life, because I'll probably spend a lot of time between doing this and then down there,
Yeah, it's an incredible space. Like,
nice.
Pete and the guys just put together a space that it's second to none. Organized chaos is the best way to put it, but it's so well organized and so perfectly chaotic in the best way.
That's awesome. So Chris Travis says, met the guys from Makers on Tap Makerspace in Milwaukee. Had an interesting discussion about the K40 laser with you guys.
I remember that.
Nice.
We
is it the old
Makerspace interviews got really fun?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know we're gonna have to get on and do one, but I know we ended up not doing ours on Saturday night, because after the stream, if anyone else was in the stream on the TH3D site, sorry, my heater was just kicking on here, but if anyone else was watching towards the end of the stream, we were probably not in condition to do a podcast.
No. No, Tim and Joe and I did end up recording
nice.
A really good interview the next day. But yeah, we'll get you on your own. It'll be a great interview. I'm looking forward to doing it.
Nice.
It's hard to do big group interviews like that, because you're never able to give any one person the attention that they deserve. And everybody there loved to talk. So it would have been really interesting placing the microphones around.
Oh, it's all good. We had fun. I know we had to bail because we had the animals, but what was fun about the weekend is getting to know you guys and hanging out, and just everybody was silly and having a good time and trying to get that laser, or no, that was a CNC machine working. It sounded like Tim got it working. So that's awesome. And then, I think one of the funniest thing is I told my wife, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to grab some stuff, and then we're going to head out because I had some stuff I wanted to pick up from, TH3D while I was down there. And then you came out, and then an hour later, I was like, oh my God, we've been out here an hour. I gotta go pack the truck up. But we were just walking, through like you're at, at a store, like, ooh, I could use this and I could use that. And Tim's like, how about one of those,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. My ender is going to get tricked out in the best way possible.
It's going to be awesome.
It's really easy to lose time with those guys. Like Joe drove all of my stuff from Illinois to IRF. He drove the tool changer and all of our printers to IRF. And I met up with him halfway in between. And we just stood in a dark truck stop parking lot for 3 hours and talked about printers and printer builds and stuff.
Thank you.
So it's really easy to lose time with the nerds that you have common interest with.
Right.
Because it's so rare to meet them.
I totally agree, and that's one of the. We were on the way home. I was talking to Lindsay, saying, "What did you like?" You know, she had fun. She's an introvert, so she liked hanging out, just kind of hanging out in the background and listening and jumping in whenever she jumped in. But I think what I told her is like I don't get to hang out with like-minded people in the 3D printing world a lot, you know, just because we're so busy with basically the 3 jobs I have, and then the only time I really do it is if we go to any of the, you know, the conventions or anything like that. So that was probably my favorite part, was just conversing with everybody, learning. Like I have no idea. I don't do anything. Don't know anything about CNCs. So listening to you guys talk about that was like, whoa, you know. But if I jumped a minute ago, I'm sitting here, and so my shop, the new area is behind me. My door is like right here. Well, it's about 6 feet away from me right here. And it just popped open. And I'm like, who the hell's coming through my door? You know, it's actually my wife. She just made me coffee, iced coffee, and just brought it out here. So that was awesome. Thank you, Lindsay.
Nice.
And she's like, I even put whipped cream on it. So you can't really see it, but there's whipped cream in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part of a makerspace is, you know, when we started the makerspace, I never expected the community aspect that grew out of it. I expected like everybody to be introverts like me and, you know, just work on their own things and deal with their own stuff and never really interact. And what it turned into was 3 years of us not really having a very functional makerspace, but 3 years of building a place where people like me that are introverts but are like seriously into this stuff could find like-minded people and just lose themselves in it. And like now this community that we've built is so massively strong, and like there's all of these people that most of the people in the makerspace I didn't know before the makerspace, and now they're some of my best friends. Right. You know, that we can call on each other for anything. And like it's rare to have an opportunity to have a space where you can meet those kinds of people. And it's been really great to be a part of building something like that for everybody. So if you have a makerspace near you, you should go check it out, even if you have a workshop. Like later, if you want, I can give a walk around of my shop. Like I have a makerspace in my basement. I still go to the makerspace twice a week. You know,
well, let's do it. I'll put you on full screen and let's do it.
Okay.
And I'm watching the chats. Hey Scott, how you doing? Looks like I just saw somebody says Chris Travis says he has an Ender 3 with an Easy ABL Pro and an Easy Flex 2. Awesome stuff. I tell you what, I think you just got your Easy Flex 2, right? The textured sheet. Yeah. So I love mine. I got, while I was at TH3D, spoiler alert, I got the textured sheet for the Ender 5 Plus. It's huge. And it's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
But let's see here. I'm going to put you. What I'll do is I'll actually I'll blow you up. There we go.
Okay. So forgive me. The shop is a mess. I had a flood back in October, and I'm still recovering from it. But let's go quick here. So this big, huge gantry table thing that you're seeing, this is my 4x8 CNC that I'm working on building up. These OSB uprights are mock-ups. Here's the aluminum versions that I just got done milling. So this thing's going to be 9 feet of cut area with rack and pinion, and this will be 5 feet with rack and pinion. It's all linear guides. It will be. I built it thinking that I was introducing some sacrifices, but I'm starting to think that it's going to be much stiffer than I initially planned. And then
9 feet, huh?
We go over here. The plan is for it to have a laser and a router gantry.
Nice.
So this is my plywood beast. So believe it or not, everybody told me that this thing would fall apart in a year. It's 7 years old, and it still cuts aluminum like a commercial router. So everybody who complains about 3D printers that have the bed slinger solution, like this is the easiest way to build a super stiff anything. This is built out of torsion boxes, the gantry bridge. This is the table is a torsion box, and this is the stiffest CNC router solution that I've ever experienced that is built by somebody. Yeah, it's pretty solid, and it's made me loads of money over the years. And then we go over to the printer graveyard of non-functional printers. And then we go over to my CNC mill. And I started this CNC mill conversion a few years ago, and it's gone through a few iterations. Fun fact, this CNC mill actually milled out the initial prototypes for the Lulzbot V3 dual extruder. So you can do a lot with Linux CNC and some stepper motors and a China mill. This is my laser cutter, also known as the stuff holder. So this guy's built out of, hang on. Turn the chiller off right now. It's not going to chill anything. So this thing is built out of V-slot, and it's built on a linear stage system. So I designed it in Fusion 360, and this whole linear stage, actually, if you take this beam out, this whole thing will slide out. And what that enabled me to do was I went over to my friend's house that has a 4x8 CNC router, and I milled this entire top plate out of MDF and built everything on a very flat workbench, slid it in, and just had to align my mirrors. I didn't have to spend a lot of time aligning the stage, which when you have a large cut area like this can be a real problem. So this has lasered so many things over the years. It's probably 4 years old now. And we always joke on the Makers on Tap show about tools versus projects. And while I built the CNC router, or the CNC router that you initially saw, and I built this laser, both from my own design, they have well moved beyond the project level and have just become tools now over the years. I've been able to refine them to that point. So this is now this is half of my shop. This isn't the printer area, but I'm not going to drag you guys over there right now. If you think this is messy, it's a real mess.
Oh, I think everybody has messy shops.
Yeah, that's what's fun, right?
Messy, you ain't using it, right? I mean, that's the thing. I think I just listened to a podcast today. You were talking about, it must have been a while ago, and you were saying that some corporate makerspaces just are sterile. There's nothing going on. You can tell that they don't use them because they're so clean.
Yeah, that was the cat makerspace that I helped build. We had the CEO of Tech Shop come through when Tech Shop was still a thing, and Dan's actually a really great guy. I liked him a lot, but he walked in and he's like, "I don't think anybody's ever made anything in this shop. There's no dust anywhere. Where's the spirit? Where's the love?"
Nice.
It was.
Carl's giving you a hard time. He said, "Okay, Joe is way too smart. Why hasn't he improved my belt printer design yet?"
Okay, so I have squirrel syndrome with projects. So the big CNC that's behind the camera right now is it could be running right now, except for I started on a belt design last week, and then it hasn't been released yet, but we just interviewed Mark from the Print NC project, which is a CNC router that was kind of an answer to the mostly printed CNC in terms of stiffness. And I just ordered all the steel to build one of those today. So I have a hard time keeping focused on projects, which is both a blessing and a curse. It's fun, but and it results in all of this. But
well, I think on your we talked about this weekend. on one of your recent podcasts, you said you were using an app on your phone, and they have a really good web interface as well. And it was the
Todoist.
Todoist, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I could probably use this. So I jumped on. Now I have like 3 projects with like lists of stuff, and I'm like, holy moly, I have this much stuff to do.
Yeah.
So, but what's really cool is that I can look at them, and when I have time, like before I started tonight or when I'm done here tonight or whatever, I can look at that and just start knocking stuff off those lists. And it's kind of a good way to put it on your calendar or notify yourself or give yourself reminders or even create a list, So, yeah, Todoist. Yeah, Ray said that, Todoist.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Nova's talking about, messing up the gravy, but Andrew S is in the house. How you doing, Andrew? So, well, I tell you what, Joe, how about this? I see that our next guest is in. Let me bring him in for a few minutes, and I'm going to talk to him for a few, see what's going on, and then give me about 10, 15 minutes, and I'll bring you back in. We'll all have a fun discussion.
Okay, sounds good.
Maybe more sober than it was this weekend.
Slightly, yeah.
No, cool. All right, thank you so much, Joe. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. The next person I want to bring in, you may have seen him at Murph. You may have got some of his product at Murph. This is Jim from Filablend. How you doing, Jim?
Doing good. How are you, Jim?
I'm good. We got 2 Jims in one chat.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't think
Joe again, twice in a week.
Yeah, and Joe again. That's right. So on Saturday we had 2 Joes, 2 Jims, and well, we had 1 Aaron because the other Aaron didn't come. But
right,
we would have had 2 Aarons. But if you guys watched TH3D's stream on Saturday night, Jim and I actually had a sword fight, so that was fun. So
and that was early on too.
It was early on, right? 3D Jimmy just said 3 Jims.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so I know some people here probably don't know who you are, what you do. So go for it.
Yeah. Started a company about 2 years ago called Filablend, and what we do is we actually take 3 different colors of filament and we melt them together. So to kind of do the mind blower here, we got a little bit of purple, the same spool turns orange, then we got green, and you've got all 3 colors printing at the same time. I don't know if I can actually zoom in on this, try Tim's trick there. Might be able to see how there's a little bit of a color gradient. All 3, it's kind of like Colgate toothpaste, right? Where the colors stripe down the whole length of it.
Right.
And what's cool about this, there's all kinds of stuff like the palette. There were color mixing hot ends, and a lot of people tried really elaborate ones that even had like motorized agitators and water cooling and multiple heat elements and different temperatures for different colors and all kinds of crazy stuff. But if you're going for an artistic effect, you don't need all that hardcore engineering. You can just put multicolored filament in any printer and with no special hardware, no special software, print and get some really cool effects. So it started as another experiment. It was kind of serendipitous. And actually, to begin with, just the thought of making filaments at all, we had a whole bunch of 3mm filament, and we're all like, none of us have a printer for this. What are we going to do with it? And we're like, we should extrude it into 175 and drilled out a nozzle and did that, and it just kept going from there. And it gets crazier and crazier every time. So nice. Other examples of prints, like we doing some, it's not mirrored. I'm getting see some green, you see some white, you see some blue. I don't have a really, really cool, amazing camera, but makes for some awesome first layers. That's neat. Man, I'm used to zoom rotating and doing the mirror thing, so I'm all backwards and turned around here. But cool with vases and things. I actually ripped off the decorations on the table for my wife, but just end up with some really, really neat effects. And it's been a cool thing, and the kind of product that we're in love with as our own customers, and it's cool to be a part of that as a business and see that other people are excited about it too. So try to get out there. I've been in the 3D community. I think Joe beat me to the punch, but I've been lucky enough to be at every single Murph. I actually went to the very first one before I even owned a printer. I don't know if you guys know many of the folks from rc-cnc, but John and Steve that started that, and then Steve that's still with it. Just awesome people. I actually had all the money in my pocket. I wanted that row stock. I saw the Delta move the way it moves the first time, and went to Murph, and I was going to buy that printer, and they're actually doing a build event. So was Lulzbot, I think. We're in the space that's currently our maker space. And every single piece of inventory that they'd made, burning the midnight oil, was pre-sold for people who were assembling at the show. So it's like, I went home with all my money still in my pocket and tears. But, after that, went and saw him the next weekend, got my machine, and then, that's a slippery slope, right? Then people ask you how many printers you got, and instead of 12, it's like, well, what's the technicality of how you want to count? Are they the assembled ones, or the ones that print today, or
right?
But yeah, just got hooked, and I've always kind of been like with that engineer mindset and mentality, and breaking things, taking them apart, see how they work, and putting them back together, and upgrading and modding things. I'm definitely a gear guy. It's the pursuit of the machine, right? So
Right.
that's what kind of led to all this, and been lucky enough to be a part of a cool other group with the Filablend guys. There's actually 4 of us. Robert is in Chicago, does all our business stuff. Dan and I do a lot of the R&D and the building, and we all share production. And then Joy, who's Dan's wife, does all of our special color mixes. And I'm barely allowed to dress my shelf. She is the one that picks out all the perfect colors and figures out
Nice.
what looks just right, and really has come up with some spectacular blends. So
yeah,
a neat sized group.
I know I met what was it, Friday? Saturday. We were down there on Saturday. Yeah. Holy moly. Anyways, I know I grabbed a couple of partial rolls, and well, if I could fall over. This is one of them. It's actually purple, blue, and pink, I think.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to see the other colors on that camera. But
well, they're on the inside of the roll, right? If you pulled it off, you can twist it around and see them all.
And just if you're watching, I actually have a couple samples that we're going to give away tonight. So we're going to have a little fun with the giveaways, and Jim's going to help us do that. But we did have a couple of questions. Number one,
please.
People want to see more sample prints, which is cool. Number two, are you available in Canada land or Europe?
So we are. Shipping is prohibitive, but we'll ship it anywhere that somebody pays for shipping for. Yeah. So nowhere we won't send it.
And
there's another print just for
nice.
Hopefully the preview is worse than the feed that you're actually getting, because it's pretty stellar, amazing stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I totally forgot.
Did you print with it yet, or you just geeked about looking at the spools?
That's a touchy subject.
Right we should have talked about this before. I won't ask.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. So what happened was, behind me, I got my new setup here, and I followed code, and I put a GFCI unit in the first outlet of every run. Basically, you run to a GFCI and you break off. So I got all my printers in here last night. I loaded up the color. The half a spool that I got from you was blue, black, and green, I believe.
That was actually the very first one. That's my favorite still.
Oh, nice. So I loaded that up, and I'm gonna print a sweet vase. I'm gonna show it off tonight. It keeps blowing that dang GFCI unit for some weird reason, and I've never had any other outlet anywhere in my house blow. I get this brand new garage, and this stupid thing is blowing. And so
anything's possible, and I'm biased, but I guess it's probably not the filament causing that.
No. So that's why I didn't have the vase. Otherwise, I would have had a print today. It looks like Joe.
Did you end up with a cool failed print where you can see the multicolors on the infill and everything like that?
I should grab it off there. I don't even know what it ended up.
It might look like cooler recycling than you think.
Right. Joe from Project R3D. Hey, how you doing? Ron is in the house from Makers.
I'm going to make him a T-shirt that's got a AA battery and Ron.
I know we had some other questions here. I put a link up. It's in the description of the stream, and I also just threw a link up for how to find you guys. Now, someone asked, "Are you doing?"
Filablend.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the usuals.
And
we'll be at Murph. We've sponsored. This will be the 3rd year in a row. Love Murph. Nice. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
It's awesome. I'm hoping I can get there. Gary Walsh, you doing silk or metallics?
So we're getting that way. We've done a couple of metallics and things. Actually, in some of our new seasonal blends, like our Happy New Year, and I think one of our December subscriber mixes had some metallics in it. We've also got a few that have silver and things like that. So yes to metallics. As far as the silky things, a lot of those are chemically different. They use a polyester to give it that sheen. And it's really, really interesting, actually. It inflates like a balloon. Instead of getting a nice long filament that you can wind up and measure the diameter on, it just like blobs into a gummy bear that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're changing from what I'd call our prototype or our V1 machine to a V2. And on paper, it works great. It should deal with those poly materials better, but we don't have it in a state where I can confidently say that yet. So we've got our fingers crossed too. That'd be really cool.
That's awesome. So let's see. Steven says, does it take 3 spools and make it 1 spool?
It does. Yep. So we use atomic filament for most of what we do. It's another Indiana company. Actually, they're right down the road by rc-cnc and Murph and everything else. So really convenient on that, and can save the material cost for shipping and the overhead and everything involved with that. But we take 3 spools, they get melted together then, and then we have some quality control for the diameter and roundness. And if you get bad material, there are air bubbles in it. And we probably tried 30 different suppliers, and the atomic is so much nicer than what you get that there's no point in even looking anywhere else unless there's something they don't make.
Atomic is super nice.
It really is.
Really nice. And it's close to you guys, right?
It is, yep. They actually share a building with rc-cnc.
With rc-cnc, yeah.
Yeah, when Steve moved, their new building, I think, is 11 times the square footage of the original rc-cnc. So with the parts of it he doesn't use, he, has an entire filament company and rents people storage space for RVs, and he could probably put 5 more businesses in there too.
A couple quick questions. Let's see, where are we at here? Oh, someone earlier said they're hoping to get some at Murph this year. We went on Sunday and they were sold out. I'm with you. I actually went. I was like, we're going to get some of this. And I think you were done Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
It was all gone.
So it starts on Friday night, call it, well, it's supposed to start like the early afternoon. Yeah. When John showed up to get the keys and open the thing at like 7 or 8 in the morning, there were already people camped out this year. So the community dictated that Murph got bumped up. So spent most of the day on Friday. And then I think, and we bought, I'm trying to think, we were completely sold out by lunchtime on Saturday, I think.
Right. I think you were.
And we'd been stockpiling for 6 months. I mean, it was multiple months of production that we came with at the show and was just gone in less than 24 hours.
Right.
So that was amazing for us, business wise and exposure wise and everything else. But the really cool part about it too was I got to walk around Murph then. I wasn't too busy to eat or go to the bathroom. I got to see my friends and check it all out. So
Mad Monkey, I don't know can you see it on your side?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yep, perfect. Yep. Just making sure.
So Pedgie's on the list. Actually, we're talking about, it's January, all the things we want to do in this next year. Of course, getting the next machine up and running is on the list and everything like that. But doing more materials than PLA is too. And I think we're going to try PET G before we try ABS. So kind of like with the poly material, I really want to say, yes, we do it. And hopefully really, really soon I can. And Joe, you were talking about projects and everything. And I am also extremely good at starting projects. That's it.
That's awesome.
I saw a mug or bumper sticker once that's like, if your husband says he's going to do it, he really will. There's no need to remind him every 6 months. Like,
right?
Yeah, that's me.
Speaking of Joe, I'm going to bring him back in 1 second here.
And you were going to do some giveaways. I'll double it. If we got 2 or 3 to give away, we'll make it 5.
Awesome. I think I have 2 that I snagged from Tim. So, so apparently this was just a bad print all around. You can actually see here. I moved all these printers out last night. I didn't check them. I was just going to throw something on. So I probably should have checked them before I printed. But I don't know if you can see it here.
They make really cool first layers.
See, yeah,
it's the camera really doesn't do them justice. Yeah, I keep stuff like that, and I really shouldn't.
What's crazy is, let's see if you can see this one. Okay, so this was a skirt. You know what? Here, I wonder if this will show it any better. Nope, probably not. So, dang, that sucks.
We have really good photos on the website. If you go to filablend.com, you'll see.
Right. It goes from like blue here to green to it like changes all the way around the skirt, which is super cool. But speaking of Joe, let's bring Joe back in. How you doing, Joe?
Good. How are you guys?
All right, we're back. There we go. I like that format. When you get 6 of us, it's almost like we're, the Partridge Family or the not the Partridge Family. You know what I'm talking about.
That one show with the people, yeah.
Yeah.
So
or Hollywood Squares. We'll go Hollywood Squares. So
I went and grabbed one of my Filablend prints, and this is a pair of glasses frames. If you saw my stuff at Earth, I was printing glasses on the tool changer. And let's see if we go over here. Now that's not going to get light.
Is that the black, blue, green?
This is.
That's what it was.
It's like red and. Okay, so this is the.
That's probably crayon box.
Green and blue.
Yeah.
And then this is like red and blue, which kind of made like a purple. And the side of the frames is like really heavily blue. You can see both arms are that color.
That's neat that it's symmetrical like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
then different the other direction.
Yeah. So,
and the lenses are clear, clear, clear.
Yeah, they're so clear.
So Mad Monkey says he has a PETG manufacturer that would like to work with you guys. So There you go. Nice. So
can you share who it is or send us an email? I mean,
yeah, send
things are good at home. We're really, really happy with Atomic, but people that make cool things, we'll try,
Right. Yeah. And how do they get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you, Joe? Or I'm sorry, Jim.
No, it's good. It's just Joe at Untapped. Info@filablend.com is the best contact.
That's funny.
we also have a contact page on our website. But social media is fine, or whatever is easiest for you, we'll probably find it.
Hey, Brian Vines is in the house. Hey, Brian.
Hey.
So, hey, Josh is in the house from Alien 3D. So, I think Joe just blew Nova's mind. She said in all caps, "Did you print those 3D glasses?"
I did.
Those glasses, yeah.
And this isn't the pair, but I do have a pair that have prescription lenses in them that I wear, and. Pretty much all those samples I grabbed from you, Jim, they're all going to turn into glasses, I think.
Sweet.
Nice.
We'll get to some more.
This is so cool.
Hey, Josh says he has us on in the background because he's working on stuff. Nice. I can't wait for the box, Josh. I saw the update, and I appreciate the update. Thanks, Josh. Let's see. Jerry's here for 3D printing and painting. I need to know how you did this. Well, it starts with a design and then a 3D printer. No, I'm just playing, Nova. But I'm gonna load up Nightbot here and let's see if we can give some stuff away. I think Joe said he's giving one of his CNCs away, so I'm just gonna win that.
I'll be in the car right now.
Yeah, right.
You don't want any of this.
No. Well, they got to be better than the one we put together Saturday night. Or I should say you put together.
They are
bad for that machine.
Hey, it's working. It sounded a little bit sick in the video, but it worked.
It does work, yeah.
Yes, you just got here in time, Brian. Brian, I think he was on the stream there as well Saturday night, seeing us living our best lives, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna hop off. I hear my kids yelling for me, and I'm the only one home. So,
oh no, Joe, have a good one. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, good to see you. Catch you, Murph.
Check it out. Makers on tap. All right. Yeah, he's like, I'm the only one here. They're being good. We'll be okay. I love it. But yeah, let's give some stuff away. Let's see. Jerry said he's working on his hypercube. Brian says he was on briefly. Ray said that felt like a C3D board install. Nice. Yeah.
And I had to close YouTube, so if you see any comments or questions I can chime in on, happy to do it.
Yeah. Oh, you closed YouTube?
That's why I hopped in at the last minute. It was trying to sit on my camera and was making StreamYard angry. That's
okay. Do you see the comments? There's in the right side by the private chats. You should see.
I do. Yep.
Okay, good.
So the the blend percentage, I saw a question about that. Right now, we just do even, one part of each over the same length. That's something we wanted to experiment with. Like if you could, do a sinusoidal, more of this one, and then it fades down and that kind of a thing. It's actually harder than you'd expect to keep a consistent diameter. So right now we're not doing that. Our diameter check is actually a very manual thing. So if we were going to be changing all the variables over the length of making a batch, it'd be a full-time job, and it can't be. So it's one of those things that'd be neat to experiment with in the future. I don't know that it's on the roadmap to become an actual product, but it'd be awful cool.
Right.
I'm actually I'm on the fence about like whether this is a cool, public, amazing thing or not. But I really want to make a thing like picture a Stargate that you put your filament spool in the middle of, and as it's unrolling, it's rotating around, so you get that spiral twist in your filament. I think I'm going to try and work on that, and
That would be cool.
Reveal it and have a couple to give away or something like that at Murph if it actually works.
Right. Nova says she needs to figure out how to. She needs to figure out how to print 3D glasses. So I believe he's close to releasing some designs, which would be really cool. The catch is all glasses, like the ones I'm wearing here and the ones he was wearing, they all have custom lenses. So you have to find a place that will make you a lens for your glasses, and that's the hard part. He has a friend that does lens design and makes the lenses, so he has the in there. But I know that's the hard part. We were talking about that over the weekend.
Are there standards? Like, does Corning make a size DC4 that
that's
you could
I was thinking.
download the STL for?
What if I found just one lens that I liked, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of a same style,
right?
And then made a glass around it, or the frame around it. And I think. What's hard is, say you want to go aviator style. I couldn't do that with these, because they're not round, they're not big, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean. I think all the designers, everybody has their own thing going. But while we're talking, let's do this. The first sample roll, I can't remember how much is in here.
So those rolls are all 50 grams.
50 grams, okay.
Is actually more than you think once you start running. You can do 5 or 6 vases, or a couple little things. It's enough to try it out and get a feel.
So this one is, let's see if we can get it showing it here. It's called Mallard. There we go. A little bit better. It looks like black, blue, and brown.
It should list it right above that. Actually.
Emerald, pearl, royal blue, and bronze. I was close.
Which are the atomic titles. That's exactly what those are if you see one of them that you like.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you want to win that one, let's type the word Mallard in the chat, and we'll give away this one right here. Someone, people are saying, hey, they know lens makers. That's cool.
That is. It's a cool thing to watch. It's a worthwhile how it's made episode.
Nice.
I saw somebody ask a minute ago about doing 2 colors, and that's something we've goofed a little bit too. It's actually happened more often accidentally when one color jams up or runs out early, and then you end up with a bunch of 2 color instead of 3. Of course, it's a smaller diameter that it's not what you're intending. So it's just what I print prototypey stuff with, and it is a cool effect though. And if there was a effective way to make it, it's certainly something we'd love to offer also. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I learned a couple things tonight. Number one, I need to check the GFCI, make sure it's a big enough amperage. And someone else mentioned that it could be a ground issue. So I tested all the outlets with a tester, but maybe something still silly.
Could be a ground on the printers.
That is true. I should try that. Maybe I'll just plug it straight into the wall. What's weird is how it came out of my basement is how I plugged it in down up here, and it was working fine down there. So we'll figure it out. You need to find, or you can also buy pre-made glasses and designs frame around them. Nice. That would be cool. Yeah, I think when he started doing the glasses, I think he posted when he got his first one done and just got a ton of interest in that. So that was super cool, because it would be really cool to just wear different color glasses, different shades and colors and shapes and whatever you want, and be able to print them. Yeah.
So Joy, our other business partner, also prints a lot of her own earrings. She'll have little spirally designs or things that show off the first layer really cool. And she makes a lot of jewelry that she takes to work and loves with them.
Mr. Buttram says, what if you use 2 of the same color spools in sets of 3?
Then you just end with, one color that was a huge pain in the ass.
Well, I think he meant with 2 colors. So maybe with 3 colors,
gotcha.
Basically 2 of one color and 1 of another. I'm guessing
Sure.
That's where he was going.
So that's what we've done sometimes with the clears and translucents. What's interesting is, like I'd mentioned before, it prints all 3 colors at the same time, and which one you see is, which direction is out on that ever part of the print. But if you have something with translucent, you see through it when it's the color that's the outside. So you see some like mishmash of the other colors that are on the inside after that. So if we're doing things that have clear and translucent, you can only do one. And I think another one of our mixes, I think Icicle is like a metallic silver and then 2 different shades of blue. And it's neat how those gradient across each other. So all kinds of neat combinations, and Joy gets all the credit for finding the ones that look great together.
Right. Michael Castle, congratulations. You won the first giveaway. That's awesome. Let's see. I use arc fault circuit interrupts in my print room. Might have to look into that. There's also filament to change colors with temperatures. Yeah, I have some of that from Capricorn. I have a 3-color, a tricolor filament. That's pretty
cool.
Awesome.
That's one of those filaments that you like so much you try to protect it and never use it, right?
Yeah, kind of. But I was like, you know what? If I never use it, I'm never going to see what it looks like.
Right.
So, let's see. So I'm just going to hit roll it again. I have one more roll, and it is this one's Crunch. I know that's your favorite, right? Crunch. But I think you said this is like.
So yeah, I told the backstory on Saturday, but Crunch is Mike from Atomic's nickname. And he gets excited about his filament just like we get excited about ours. So once in a while, he'd be like, this is the new thing. You got to try this. So we'll just make a blend called Crunch. And that includes, trying to remember, the candy apple golden pearl color that's in that one.
Yeah.
Was the one that he was super excited about and wanted us to put in a mix. So
yeah, it's candy apple, golden pearl, perfect yellow, and perfect purple. So if you are a Vikings fan and you're crying over your team losing, this would be a perfect color just for you. Anyway, that was a bad joke, but it was awesome. Let's see. What if you run 3 Filablend spools into the machine? Holy moly.
So you end up with a 9 blend.
Oh,
congrats, Joe. That means you owe her $1, right?
Was that? Oh, Joe, yeah, nice. My daughter lost her tooth. He jumped up because they were yelling and his daughter lost a tooth. I hope it was on purpose. Like, I hope it was loose.
Good point.
I hope it was just like, not like, hey, something hit me and I lost a tooth. Nine blend is a solid name.
Doing the 9 blend, yeah, I like that as a name too. What's interesting about that is there's a point where you've gone too far, and it kind of reminds me of when you're a kid and you're drawing with a marker and you do all the colors on top of each other and then realize that your artistry just invented brown. It doesn't become a boring color, but it becomes so varied that it is almost, distracting from itself to look at. So I'm sure that if we did like, maybe one could be like a grayscale and then one would be like the gradient of different blues, and I'm sure there's some way to do that. The other disadvantage is that means it's 4 processes through the machine instead of 1 to end up with a finished spool. But it's fun to try stuff like that. We're all hobbyists, and that's how this whole thing started with us.
Tyler said
cool ideas.
Tyler West said he'll bring his where was it here?
Oh, the palette?
He'll bring his palette.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That'd be crazy. All right, I'm going to hit a roll. Why not? Let's do this. Bobby Little, congratulations. You are the next winner. Crunch. That's this one right here. So I need to write this down before I forget. Where did I do with my marker? I was just drawing with it. It probably fell and went flying somewhere. Well, so what I need you guys to do if you won so far is to shoot me an email, jim@theedgeoftech.com, and just tell me, hey, what your name is and that you won one of the rolls. And if I find my marker today, I'll write that down. I got a pen behind me. I'll have to do that. So So you said you want to give a couple more away, right?
Yeah. Go and make it 5. Do 3 more, and we'll ship them out and get some out there in the wild.
So let's do this.
I don't know what colors they'll be, so make it, surprise box 1, 2, 3 or something.
Filablend, I think I typed it right. Filablend, right?
You got it. Yep.
So that's going to be our next keyword in case there's anyone new here. Everyone, go ahead and type Filablend into your chat, and give me 1 second. What I'm going to do is jump behind me and grab a pen here. But anything else cool coming up for you guys?
I mean, the big event of the year is really Murph. If you haven't been before, it's actually starting to trend now. So you might have heard of it coincidentally if you hadn't been there. Basically, it's 3D printer mecca for a weekend every year. They rent out an exhibit hall at the county fair. And interestingly, I kind of made a joke about that in the YouTube comments earlier, but the Elkhart County Fair is a really interesting place. It's in the middle of Amish town.
It is.
So Goshen is literally a one drag city that, it's got a Taco Bell and a KFC and a gas station and a car wash just like everywhere else. But it's right on the edge of where industry from Elkhart and agriculture from Goshen and Napanee and further out meet. And there's a very good chance that you'll be in a car waiting to turn into Murph and see hundreds and thousands of 3D printers, and you'll be stuck behind a horse and a buggy. So it's really, really awesome. And size-wise, it's going to be bigger than ever this year. The Elkhart County Fairground, it's actually the largest county fair in the country aside from Los Angeles County. So as far as fairgrounds go, it's as big as it gets. And the hall that we've been in, we've completely outgrown. The reason that it's the first week of March this year instead of first week of April instead of the last week of March, they have a bigger space, but they use it for people to store their boats and their RVs and their classic cars and stuff like that in, and they all clear out the first weekend of April. So it got bumped back a week. We'll have a bigger exhibit hall, and it's just awesome.
Nice.
It's free for members to attend, makers, not members. Bring your printer. We'll throw you an extension cord. You set up a table and you stay until you're exhausted because it's just so awesome.
That's right. So if you have not typed it yet, type Filablend in the chat. This is your last chance. You got about 30 seconds, we'll say. Can
you pick them all from that one?
Sure. Definitely. As long as everybody's, let me see how many people we got active here. So we have 52 eligible right now. We have 82 watching. So 32 of you guys have not typed the word Filablend into the chat. 32. So I know this was all kind of impromptu since we all met this weekend, and I got these samples and I was like, man, I love these samples, but I think I'm going to give them away and let other people enjoy them too. Like I said, I got 2 of these half rolls from you, and I'm super excited to print with these, and when I'm done here, I might mess around there so I can get one going, because I got to put one on my desk, like a nice big sweet vase. Otherwise, I'll bring a printer back inside maybe. And
Sure.
Oh man, Zoomer, thank you. I can't even say it. Zora Omer 1, I think. Sorry if I just totally killed your name there. You need to get some of your filament in the maker box. That would be cool.
So we've talked about that. I guess with the scale of our company, it's an interesting story. They want more than we can sell without telling a lot of people no for a couple of months, which is a great problem to have. Maker box is definitely somebody we'd want to be in with, and we talked with them. We were able to sell them a quantity that they sent to some of their like star customers. They have an insider club, or the people that have been subscribers the longest, or however they selected it. I do know that some select people received it, but yeah, they do an awesome business. It's a cool thing to support, and we want to do that this year too, I think.
Yeah, and you could always check out, I mean, there's a lot of them, right? Josh from Alien 3D has his UFO box. That would be really cool to get one in there. And let's see here.
Thanks for posting the Murph link, Tyler. Everybody should go there and register it. It really is free for attendees.
For sure. All right, we're going to roll it. Let's do this. Hey, Nova, congratulations. Nova just won a sample. And how should they? Because these two are yours. Do you want them to email me and I'll shoot you an email, or do you want them
if you collect it, forward it on, and we'll deal with it then.
So Nova, there you go. Shoot me a email here, Jim at the Edge of Tech, and we'll get you that one. Did I miss the answer? Earth 2020. Huh?
I didn't know that was a question.
Oh, did you ask Carl? Did you ask me something, or did you ask us something? I didn't see it. If you did, my fault. I'm going back. I know Jim's going to be there for sure. I am trying to be there. Yes.
So Midwest, Murph, yes. East Coast,
Earth.
That didn't work out because of circumstances this year. We would love to go to Earth. I was on a business trip in New York the week before, and it didn't make sense to come home and then go back. I think Dan and Joy were on a vacation, and there was not a way to do it. So this year we would love to, and I hope that it can work out. Yeah.
Joe, thank you so much for coming on. He says he's going to go be the dad for the night. That is awesome, man. Family first. And thanks again for coming on. Also, I didn't see if you answered early. Hopefully the tooth was supposed to come out. Let's see. Are there sponsor signups open yet for Murph? I think that's already way open. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear you with my streaks of excitement. Don't forget to shoot me an email if you want. We're going to do one more, right?
Yep.
Let's do it. Bill Blight. Nice. Congratulations, Bill. Okay, Joe said yep. Good. Okay. So it wasn't an accidental tooth loss. That's a good thing there. Have a good night, Joe. Thank you. I don't know if Aaron's still watching or anybody else, but thank you guys for coming on too. We had a blast this past weekend. So
yeah, good time.
Congratulations, Bill.
Did you do 2 or 3?
I believe I did 2 more. So I did 2.
Do one more. Let's make it 5 total.
You want to do one more?
Yeah.
Just in case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change. I'm going to change
somebody's day. We're going to do it.
Yeah, let's do it. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Let's do. Let's have some fun. How about colors? Just because it's multiple colors. There we go. Everybody type colors in the chat. Nova, just send me an email, Jim at theedgeoftech.com. It should be on the screen right now. We're going to do one more because Jim is awesome and the Filablend guys are awesome. We're going to do one more here. I'm just so excited to print with it. Like I said, we tried to get some while we were at Murph, and then when I was coming down, Tim was like, actually, Jim from Filablend's coming too, and I was like, wait, what? So I was pretty pumped.
Yeah, it usually when we do sell out at Murph, we'll honor those Murph prices, and we end up with a coupon code for the rest of the weekend, and
nice.
Try to take care of the people that missed out. I mean, we want people to be able to buy it, of course. So whatever we can do.
Speaking of coupon, that coupon code from this past weekend's not still good, is it?
It is not, but I bet you I could send a text message and get it turned on in about 10 minutes.
Ooh. Well, we could. I'm more than happy to post it if you want to.
No, tell you what, we'll say what it is. And
there's about 85 people watching that may want to try it. At least some of us.
The coupon code that we did, I'll get it turned back on. I guess to thank Tim and everything else, we'll plug them again. It was TH3D event, all caps and no spaces. And that was a 15% coupon.
TH3D event like this, right?
Didn't see that, but you said it right.
TH3D event, yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was fun. So I did was you guys don't have to type that. Sorry about that. Let's see. I do remember someone had to re-roll because they couldn't use it. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but
there was somebody on the stream that tried to place an order live on the stream and it wouldn't work. I think he was trying to use Google Pay instead of PayPal or something. We did get an order from that person with the coupon code. So
nice.
It worked eventually.
So Mike from Never Let the Machines Win says, can we order now and pick up at Murph for foreign customers?
Yeah, if you'd like to, that'd be great.
Let's put it in the notes.
So I'm trying to think. We've got a local pickup option, or there's some way to do it so that you don't get charged for shipping. And yeah, if you put it in the notes, we'd be happy to do that.
So what you need to do with the code, what I just typed in the chat, and what you got to do is go here, and then use that TH3D event code, and you'll get, is that 15% off?
Yes, sir.
15% off. So thank you. That's awesome. And hopefully in the chat there, a couple people take you up on that. I know, I mean, all things being honest, it's not the cheapest filament out there, but the way you guys make it, and you're using atomic filament, which is really good anyway.
Yeah.
The way you guys make it, I totally think it's really fair. I mean, it's totally a fair price, especially when you get a full spool of tricolor filament.
So yeah, that's one of our biggest battles. And I mean, our raw material coming in the door is somebody else's filament at retail price. So it costs us what it costs you to buy somebody else's premium filament to begin with. Then of course, we've got the machinery and the time and everything like that. But the time floors people, it's really a labor of love. Right now it takes us about 5 hours to make a kilo. So you have to click go on the machine and walk away to where it's in, earshot to babysit, but it's certainly not a quick thing. It's not like we're, just spitting out tons of kilos every day. It's like our entire company is lucky to make 4 or 5 kilos in a day, and that's if we're working hard. So
right.
The new machine is very important to us to get our volume up, and it's been a labor of love that a business person probably would have walked away from for the logistics of it, but it's something we really care about and have put in the time to produce, and we've had a lot of repeat customers. So really hope that people that try it new appreciate it the same way we do too.
Nice. And I see I rolled it, and Thomas 3D Print Viking wins, but I know Thomas is in Norway, I believe, and I know we talked about not doing out of US, but I'm not sure. Josh, did you, or Thomas can answer this too, did Josh send you your box, Alien 3D box yet?
Yeah, if we can work out a combined deal there.
I know Josh is, Thomas had won something a couple months ago on one of my streams, and Josh had a box going out that way, so I just shot it to Josh quick. He got his package. That's funny.
There's always some way to do it. We'll figure it out.
Yes, he did. Okay. Yeah, he got the box. So we'll work it out. That's awesome. Red Light saying send it to him. I'll pay for the shipping. Mike says he got it. So
winning's winning. We'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work. Between us, we'll figure it out. And let's see. Michael Fox says, I already got 3 rolls in my cart. Will the code work yet? We'll go look. He's gonna look. Oh, Josh from Alien 3D says, I have something else to send to Thomas, so send it to me. I can put it in his Earth care package.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
I do not see the coupon code yet. Try it. I mean, if it works great. If it doesn't, I can send somebody a message if they need it as soon as it does. I think Robert was actually watching the stream earlier, so he may be a step ahead of us and just not texting me back.
Yeah, Robbie Mack says, looks like you're coming to Murph at 3D Print Viking. That would be awesome.
That would be.
So I told Thomas and I told Andrew S. That what I need to do is just take a trip out there and just hang out, meet up with all the guys and girls out there, because I know we talk a lot back and forth and chat and stuff. And I was like, well, heck, we're going to come. And actually we had a trip planned. We were going to come out and do Wales and Scotland and again in July, actually, for a music festival. And then we decided to put on a really long print and called a baby. And baby comes in May, and we're like, yeah, we don't want to travel with a 2-month-old baby. So nice. Waiting on Earth care packages. Let's see. Chris Travis, this is an awesome, great example of how this community is working together to get things done. Exactly, Chris. One of the best things, and we talked about it actually on Saturday a lot, but one of the best things about this community is that almost everybody in the community is so awesome. They hang out, they work together, they help each other out. If someone needs help, for instance, Red Light's like, hey, I'll pay for the shipping, stuff like that. There's a lot of really cool communities, right? But there is just, I've never met so many cool people that are willing to help as much as
Yeah.
I have been in this community, and I
Completely
really
agree.
appreciate that. And it's people like you guys that are doing just crazy stuff. Let's throw 3 filaments together. Why not? Let's see what happens, right? It's just like Joe and Aaron and Chris over at Makers on Tap doing all sorts of really cool stuff, not only with 3D printing, with CNCs and lasers and the makerspace that they run. And, Tim down at TH3D playing in his shop this weekend was quite fun. I don't know how many bottles he's going to find randomly in his office, but
were you stashing them on fire?
I wasn't. I was actually throwing mine away, but when I remember, I think you and I were just picking up bottles at the end of the night.
Yeah,
it was just like random bottles everywhere. It was a lot of fun. But
when you were talking about planning the trip, you meant Europe. Oh yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
You were talking about a trip to Europe, but I thought you were talking about planning your Murph trip.
No, yeah, Europe.
So the part of, I didn't talk about any real personal stuff or the makerspace or anything like that, but there is a local makerspace called the Maker Hive that's in the South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart area. It always meets on a Thursday night, and nothing is huge and amazing and flashy about it, but it's a lot of really passionate people. There have been some neat businesses that have come out of it, including Filablend, and if anybody's coming through for Murph and you're going to come through a day early on Thursday, look up the Maker Hive. We'll definitely be there, and we'll have a Coke and put a hot dog on the rollers with us.
Nice. We'll have to come check that out. I'm trying to get down there. It's really close. It's less than a month away from when Lindsay's due.
Yeah.
And
you never know. I was 3 weeks early and went to my own baby shower. So
right. So that's funny. So what was I going to say? Also, I have a wedding that weekend too, and I need to work that out to see if I can help, get a friend to help me out and get them to do the wedding or something. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to try to be there. If the wedding was on Friday night, I would just drive down Saturday morning and be there. That's what we did at IRF. We did a wedding Friday. We flew out about 6 hours after I got home from the wedding. We had to fly, and then we were there all weekend. Right. And that was a lot of fun, but hot dog roller, Mr. Buttrum's laughing.
That's it.
Ryan, that's great. I should get one of those right up here. No. But anyways, congratulations to the winner. Greg said he's been in and out all night. Awesome. Hey, Greg, let's see. No, it is on this. Geez, I'm backwards. This side of me. I keep thinking it's mirrored. I do that every time.
I do that too.
But on this side of me, resin printers are going to go right up here. I can't wait.
I know a little bit about that.
David K. Are there samples for sale on your site? He didn't see any.
There definitely are. We sell them in 3 packs of those 50 grams. I think we do 3 or 5. And that's probably our most common item. People that want to try it out, you get a variety. You wouldn't get 3 of the exact same kind. You'd get 3 that's a mix, and then it's easier to ship in an envelope, and it's something we can ship fast. So that's a great way to try it. It really is.
I'm looking on your site trying to find the samples. I'll drop the direct link in.
Sweet.
I see curated blends. Let's see. We'll go home. Blend of the month. That's cool that you do a blend of the month.
Yeah. So we do like a subscription. We'll try new things, and historically we've tried to do something that was absolutely brand new and never seen the light of day before.
Here you go.
And turns out that with red, orange, yellow, green, that there's only so many 100 combinations. So you do 4 or 5 of those in a month, and you do it a couple of months, like, holy crap, what's even left? But with different suppliers that we've gone through, and then starting to get into metallics and things like that, we've kept up with it. But our new goal, I think, is we'll not send you something you've already had before if we know about it.
Got it.
So you found the sample packs on the site?
I just threw it out there. I'm actually I'm going through the real quick before we jump off. I'm going to go through and see if that thing works. Yeah, let's see.
Coupon code.
Where the heck do we put it in? How about that? Probably at the end, right? Let's see.
I do not have a message back yet that the coupon is live. I don't know that it isn't, though.
Right. There is a local pickup option.
Yes. So yeah, if you're coming in from Murph from another country, I would be happy to do that. Come and see us, and we'll have your order set aside. Just do local pickup and put a note in the comments field.
TH3D event. Nope, it's not valid yet.
Okay.
But that's okay. We'll get it valid. I tell you what.
I just got a reply. Okay, will do. So
okay, cool.
It shall be moments.
Later, old curmudgeon. So pretty quick here. That should be good. Give it 10 to 15 minutes, right? I mean, that's probably safe. And check that out. Thank you guys for jumping on and checking out his filaments. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I got to go back and check this up here. A popcorn maker for the shop. We actually have a popcorn. One. Yeah, I have one in the basement. I was going to say normally where I was filming until now, right, was in my basement in kind of in my man cave, we'll call it. And there is a popcorn maker down there. So I think what I need in here first is a fridge. We got to do a fridge.
Code is live right now.
Nice. Code is live. So I'm going to type it in here. TH3D event. Perfect. It is working now. So just so everybody knows, it is currently working. If you want that again, it's filablend.com, I believe.
Yes, sir.
I think I posted it up. It's also in the description below. TH3D event. How long do you want to keep this live for?
At least the day. We'll do 24 hours on it.
Okay. So TH3D, if I could type.
Zolan, I'll take you up on that.
There we go. So if you go to filablend.com, type in TH3D event in the checkout, it'll give you 15% off your order. Can you change the 3 colors periodically when making one roll? I don't think so.
Tough to make them without a step or a hiccup in the diameter. Now with something like a pallet, that's something we've thought of before. What if one of the blends was something that was spliced upstream? It's on the list. We actually had an offer to get a pallet to test out, and we declined it because we wanted to work on our new machine with more of our effort. But that'd be really, really cool.
That would be really cool.
And we were the painstakingly manual filament manufacturer. As far as I know, nobody's using a pallet just to make and sell spliced length that alternate colors.
Right.
So that was a possible way to go too. And didn't work out yet, but it's one of those things that'd be really, really cool to try.
It would be fun. Awesome. Well, I tell you what, I know we're roughly 20 minutes over. I'm going to get flying, but thank you so much for coming, Jim. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you having me.
It was great to
be back.
Officially meet you. I know we met at Murph, but really didn't know each other. But we're
friends already. We just didn't know it.
There you go. It was a lot of fun to hang out on Saturday.
Likewise.
Let's see. Awesome stream, guys. Thank you, Andrew. Jim Filablend spliced the color in the palette. Holy moly.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool things you could try.
Right. Michael Fox says he'll be streaming at the top of the hour. Give me a plug. Absolutely not, Michael. I won't give you a plug that you're streaming at the top of the hour.
Cut that out in post.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Check out Michael Fox's stuff. He is channel, I should say. He's streaming at the top of the hour. What are you going to be doing, Michael? Just so I know. Cool getting in to learn about this stuff. So much, Eccentric Nut. That's a true story. And Eccentric Nut, I have a picture coming for you after the stream. I don't think I posted on. No, I didn't on social media. For the Patreon, for my patrons on Patreon, I was taking pictures of the setup and stuff when I was putting printers in and all sorts of stuff. Real quick, at the end of the night, I shot some pictures out, and an Eccentric Nut asked for a specific one. So I'm going to do that when we get off here.
David, if you've got something you have to have, let us know in the comments. If we have it, we'll try to. Yes.
For sure. And Lindsay, let's see, says at Greg Gustrom, the cabinets on the left. Yep. The cabinets here are painted. They're brown. Over here, not so much yet because it got too cold to paint. So I got to paint those still.
This your garage?
Ooh, yeah. So this is my garage. So right here is a 8-foot workbench that's enclosed underneath for printers.
Okay.
And it's got a 35-inch top on it.
So like a pub height or a standing height.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I can work on the top and print on the bottom, and I'm gonna get a little creeper to roll around. And Lindsay says our
Lindsay's
garage.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's true story. Our garage.
It's only going to be a third yours soon.
That's right. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it. Ray ordered 5 sample packs to try it out. Thanks, Ray. Did my email come through? I will check as soon as I'm done here. I did not log into email here while we were talking, but good point. If you want anything, shoot me an email, jim@theedutech.com, and I will respond within 6 to 7 years. No, I'm just joking. There we go. Twitter's yelling at me. So right now I have 3. I only have 3 people that chatted me. Nova, you're one of them. Yes. So if you won something tonight, chat me, jim@theedutech.com. I'm going to throw it up there one more time just in case you guys need to see it. Let's see here. Anybody else? I've been booted. Travis says you've been booted from the garage. Those are fighting words. Let's see real quick. Has Tim named the garage yet? We're working on that. Lindsay says never actually it was in it. Actually, she's just it's a running joke because I once in a while I'll be like, it's my garage, and she'll be like, it's our garage. So it's a joke at this point.
I think if Tim gets to name it, it'll just be garage, but it'll do all, IT password symbols for all the vowels.
That would be fine. Well, I think he wanted like Samantha's she shed or something like that. That was one of his things. I know we were talking about it a little bit Saturday, but Saturday was no place for trying to name anything. So
and having 2 gyms in the same place, I just did my garage, got the floors all done, hung a bunch of cabinets, had a painter do it, put it on a sink,
nice.
Put an outlet like every 3 feet or so.
Yep.
I just did everything. And then we're on the stream and everybody's like, oh yeah, you get to name Jim's garage. And I'm getting all defensive, like, no, you don't.
That's awesome. We did I primarily did almost all this with just some helps with some friends and working on it, and we're getting there. Let's see. Travis says I'm going to get hit with a frying pan. David K just ordered a 5-pack. Can't wait to print it.
Happy to have you as a customer, truly.
Nice finding out that you guys exist this weekend. Looking forward to meeting you in person. You too, for sure. Yeah. Voodoo Dust Rain, according to 3D Jimmy. Need to have a live stream, have a stream with naming rights, right? We might have the Wicked Makerspace. That's funny. It's Tim's Garage, Guinness Shack, Lindsay's Lair. Oh boy.
Oh, you know what? I want to do a public call to action here. If anybody has an old Polar printer, I've never seen a Filablend print on a Polar printer. I think the way that it runs, actually on the bottom and would do shapes would be really, really interesting. I don't know that I can commit to buy your printer, but if you bring it, I would love more than anything to use it and see what it turns into.
Right. That would be pretty awesome. And just so you saw, I don't know if you saw, Gary said he grabbed some samples. Travis grabbed some samples. Zora Ormer. I'm terrible at that name. He got a roll. James at Print and Play is live now. So there you go. Gary Walsh says,
love to see the pictures, guys. Send it all in.
Yeah, for sure.
We live on that stuff.
Right? Can they tag you on social media?
Yeah, please. Customer prints are some of our favorite social media posts.
Gary Walsh, LD 002R arrived today. Mine did too. It's sitting literally right here. I was gonna do a show and tell tonight, and then we had these awesome guests on. So I was like, I don't have to do show and tell. Holy moly, a whole bunch of people just are jumping on that they ordered. So I'm gonna very true eccentric nut. Pretty much told Lindsay to stay out of the garage for the next several months. It's pretty much true. But I'm going to jump on the
I think you're right, Ray.
Description, and I'm going to put that discount code in there and put that it's only good from 24 hours from now or something. And then, but I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys all for checking out the Filablend. If you ordered a roll, thank you for giving some away. Thanks, Tim, for
likewise. You made the sacrifice.
Yeah, thanks for these samples. When I met you this weekend, I know. You had some for all of us, and I definitely appreciate that.
Thanks for putting on things like this. I mean, it's like you said, there's no community that's like this, and it's people that have a passion for it that make sacrifices to hold each other up and to help with experiments. I mean, there's so much that's so cool and so right about this, and you're nailing it. It's great to be on your channel.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And just so you see, someone asked temperature, so I'm going to pull this back and let's see if we can actually read it. It is same as atomic, I believe. It's 200 to 220. It is.
It's the exact same as atomic. That's my pet peeve. You know your printer better than anybody else. Whatever you print PLA at, do that.
Right. Perfect. Well, you guys rock. Jim, thank you so much. Hang out just for 1 second, and I'm gonna jump out, and I'll be right back with you. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I'm betting Lindsay's probably in there saying, "Hey, it's 7:30. I have dinner ready." But later, everybody, thank you again for coming. I really appreciate it. We had an awesome stream tonight. Thanks to Joe. Thanks to Jim. And we will see you again next week. We have a lot of really cool stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of filming and a lot of moving this weekend, or this week, I mean. And we'll see you guys next Monday. Thank you again for coming out to the community showcase right here on the Edge of Tech. Later.
Thanks, everybody.